Look at him over there, walking slowly, all covered in SPF 100 sunscreen, while she, in her early 20s, walks beside him with a mysterious little smile. And it's not an isolated case, you know? Look to the side, there's another couple just like them, and another one. But wait a minute, is Thailand handing out young Thai women as retirement gifts to Europeans? This happens all over the world. But here in Thailand, oh my friend, here it's practically a national sport. If you drop a coin on the ground in Pattaya, there's a 99% chance it'll land at the feet of a European grandpa with his young Thai girlfriend. But why is that, huh? Is this really just pure, true love, or is there something much deeper going on? Let's be honest here. Thailand is the world capital of strategically planned couples. And if you think this is just pure, genuine love, then my friend, I've got some land on the moon to sell you. Today we're going to dive into this phenomenon in a way nobody else tells you about. What really goes on behind these relationships? Why do these couples always follow the same pattern? And more importantly, could this happen in Latin America? So hold on tight to Grandpa's hand and come with me, because we're going to dive headfirst into this world. No sugarcoating. Oops, I mean no filter. And in a way I know you're going to like. 1. The paradise of sugar daddies. Thailand isn't just that paradise of blue beaches and cheap street food. For a lot of retired foreigners, this place is like a love amusement park. But the ticket is much cheaper. And no, it's not priced in euros, and it entitles you to a girlfriend 40 years younger. Almost 40 million tourists come here every year. And among all these people, there's a very specific group: divorced retirees. They're not here to backpack, nor to seek spiritual enlightenment, much less to train in Muay Thai. They arrive alone, and out of nowhere, show up holding hands with a Thai woman who could be their granddaughter. Coincidence? Of course not. So much so that the Thais themselves have already given this a name: ATM husband. The name says it all, right? Here, no one wastes time romanticizing things. If you walk around Bangkok or Pattaya, you'll see this scene more often than online sports betting ads. On one side, an older guy in a floral shirt, beige shorts, leather sandals, and that sunburned, peeling tan. On the other, though, a young Thai woman, always with a little smile on her face. And then comes the best part. When people ask about their relationship, they come out with those classic lines. He says he found a loving woman who understands him, who isn't like European women who only care about money. And her? Oh, she says he's mature, respectful, and a provider. But what do you all think about that? Beautiful, right? Almost like a fairy tale, but now imagine that same grandpa in Germany with all the innocence in the world, trying to win the heart of a girl 40 years younger. He barely starts flirting, and the scene turns into a tragicomic spectacle. The girl shouting, "Help! Get away from me! You crazy old man! Police!" And half the neighborhood watching with that mix of pity and secondhand embarrassment. That's right, from fairy tale to horror show in seconds. But here it's just normal. And no one even pretends it's any different. It's a hot market with supply, demand, and promotional packages. Everyone knows what's going on, but everyone pretends it's true love. But this magic formula for happy relationships has a detail that no one talks about. And that's where things start to get interesting. 2. Why does this happen? Do the math with me. An average European retiree gets about 2,500 euros a month. Meanwhile, a Thai worker, sweating from sunrise to sunset, makes about $300. In other words, this European grandpa in Thailand has more purchasing power than many successful businessmen. And look, he doesn't need to be handsome, funny, charismatic, or even have all his teeth. If the bank account is fat, that's it. He's already become the star of the soap opera. And it's not just in Thailand either. Take a stroll around Medellin in Colombia. Spend some time in certain cities in Brazil. The script is always the same. The European retiree arrives, orders a drink on the beach, and out of nowhere, finds the love of his life. The guy spent 6 decades being completely ignored by women in his own country, and suddenly, when he sets foot in a poorer place, he discovers he's always been irresistible. By the way, remember that guy who went to Eastern Europe and became famous for saying, "They're easy because they're poor"? Well, looking at all this, it seems he wasn't that wrong after all, right? Nowadays, he might even be acquitted. The truth is, when economic inequality is huge, the rules change. In a country where earning $500 a month is already a luxury, any guy who shows up making 10 times that practically becomes Prince Charming. It doesn't matter if he's old enough to get a senior discount at the movies without even needing an ID. Money erases any wrinkle. And the most interesting part? If it were a handsome young Thai guy trying to win over that same girl without money, he'd have to put in some effort. He'd need to be charismatic, funny, a good conversationalist, but the retired foreigner, he just needs to exist and have a gold card. That's why this phenomenon happens. There's no mystery, no magic, no overblown romance. It's just basic economics. Love, my friend, love is expensive. But in some places in the world, it costs a lot less than it should. You get it? But are they really helpless? Are they poor and in need of this? Hey, if you're enjoying this, do me a favor. Share this video with that friend of yours who only likes young girls, who turns his head and drools whenever one walks by. Go ahead, send it to him and say, "Bro, I found a documentary that's just your style." And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe, because now we're about to get into even more controversial territory. Get ready. 3. How much do these girls really make? If there's one question everyone asks when they set foot in Pattaya, it's, how much do these girls really make? And look, I went after the answer. A bar manager here in Thailand told me everything unfiltered, and I wrote down every detail just to tell you. So hold on tight. On the legendary Soy 6, I've seen it all. There are girls who leave here as millionaires, living the dream. And there are girls who end the month asking the motorcycle taxi driver for credit. Exactly. Soy 6 is like that trashy reality show you swear you don't watch, but at the first chance, you're binge-watching and gossiping about it in the WhatsApp group. Except here, the drama isn't staged. It's real, fueled by neon lights, tequila, and empty promises. The street is practically a shopping mall of bars, with more than 70 establishments, and at least 1,000 girls playing the money game every day. And look, it's not just any game, no. Here, the setup is simple. Drink, chat, socialize, and make sure the money keeps flowing. After all, if the party dies, the cash register dies with it. Now, check this out. Every drink a customer buys for a girl earns her 50 baht, which is a measly $1.40. Oh, but that's not much. Yes, my friend, but put that down to a girl who has the gift of gab and sells 50 drinks in one night. Do the math. There are girls who make Thailand's minimum wage in a single week just from a drink here, another there. And that's without even getting up from their chair. Now there's something that separates the newbies from the legends, the drink towers. If you think people go overboard at your office happy hour, just wait until you see this. Here they have towers of 12, 24, and 60 shots. And of course, the 60-shot tower is what separates the warriors from the interns. Do you know how much one of these temples of alcohol costs? 10,200 baht, about $285. And the girl who convinces a guy to order one of these takes 3 baht in her pocket, about $83. Now tell me, where else in the world does someone make $83 just because a guy decided to blow money on 60 shots of tequila? But not everything depends solely on the girl, my friend. The bar where she works can be a golden ticket to success or a walking certificate of bankruptcy. The top places like Toy Box are practically slot machines. A customer comes in, he orders a drink without even looking at the price and throws in a generous tip, and the money machine never stops spinning. But if you end up in a mediocre bar, you're screwed. The girl could have the gift of gab like Beyonce, but if the only customers are the ones who order a Coke and spend the rest of the night hogging a table, the math just doesn't add up. But there's another setup that makes all the difference in earnings: the bar fines. Check this out. A bar fine is basically a fee that the customer pays to the bar to take the girl out for a private outing for a few hours. And if I need to spell out what that means, it's probably better to just leave it at that, right? Now get this. On average, a girl gets bar found 3 times a day. That comes out to between 6,000 and 9,000 baht per day, which is about $170 to $250 a day. That's right. There are people who work hard all month to earn that. And here there are girls making that kind of money before lunchtime. And at the end of the month, just from bar fines, they can make between 60,000 and 90,000 baht, which is about $1,670 to $2,500. In other words, while some people are sweating it out in the office, getting scolded by their boss, and anxiously waiting for Friday, these girls are making the equivalent of a manager's salary just from party fees. Yeah, but they're sweating something else, if you know what I mean. What do you think? Everyone plays with the cards they're dealt, right? But what about the base salary? How much do they actually take home? Most bars pay 15,000 baht per month, which is about $420. But to secure that money, there's a catch. The girl needs to sell at least 350 drinks per month, which is about 12 drinks a day. If she hits that target, she gets a commission of 17,500 baht, around 480, easy $5. 15,000 baht as salary, about $420. Total, 32,500 baht, around $900. Now, what if the girl sells more? 24 drinks a day, 50,000 baht per month, about $1,400. 36 drinks a day, 67,500 baht per month, about $1,900. And that's not even counting bar fines and tips. Now, do you understand why some girls make 500,000 baht a month, $14,000, while others barely manage 10,000 baht, about $280? And the worst part is, most of these girls spend it all. There are girls who make 10,000 baht in one night, about $280, and blow it all the next day, ringing the barbell to buy drinks for their friends, going to the VIP area, and buying ridiculously expensive bottles. Meanwhile, they scrimp on food and live in the cheapest place they can find. Easy. Job? Is it really? A lot of people think this job is a walk in the park, that it's just about sitting down, having a few free drinks, and waiting for the money to roll in. Sweet illusion, my friend. Think about it. Drinking 6 days a week, all month long, wearing high heels until the early hours, forcing laughter at bad jokes, and pretending to be interested in conversations with drunk foreigners. Keeping up the charm even when you're completely fed up. That takes a serious toll. That's why some girls leave rich, while others end up worn out, physically and financially. In the end, working on Soy 6 can be either a gold mine or a financial black hole. Oops, I meant just a hole. It all depends on who you are, how you play the game, and most importantly, whether you know how to save money or not. Now tell me, did you already imagine it was like this? Or did you also think it was all glamour, neon lights, and laughter? Four, love or currency exchange. Is this love or just a disguised contract? Because the scene repeats itself. An elderly European man holding hands with his Thai soulmate. Everyone pretends everything is normal and we just go along with it. But let's be honest, if this same girl had been born in Paris or Berlin, would she be with this guy? The truth is, when the economic gap is huge, love comes with a price. And I'm not talking about romance. Put 2 options on the table: a handsome young guy who's broke, and a 65-year-old man who pays your bills. and even guarantees you a European passport. Tough choice, right? And I'm not making this up. Walk around Pattaya and see if the bars aren't full of smiling waitresses. The official menu doesn't show everything, but if you're a loyal customer, well, maybe you'll get a premium package. But what if she's not the only one taking advantage? And what if he needs this too? The guy spent his whole life being ignored by young women, but as soon as he crosses the ocean, suddenly, he becomes the Brad Pitt of retirees. He knows it's because of the money, of course, but does he care? And this is already happening in Latin America. Brazil, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, the formula is the same. Why spend a fortune trying to impress women in Europe, where they barely look at him, if he can come here and instantly be seen as a high-value man? Now, the question is, are we going to pretend this is normal, just like they did in Thailand? Or is there still time to see what's really going on? In the end, is love in Thailand genuine? Or is it just a disguised contract? On the next flight, a new European grandpa arrives, and the story repeats itself. If you made it this far, comment Grandpa. That way I'll know who enjoys this content so I can bring more. Oh, check out this video that's showing up on the screen because this one will really surprise you.